One of the other things is a delightful painting of a rainbow lorikeet. Now,
Yes.
and you say this is one of the first paintings, if not the first painting, of an Australian bird.
It is the first painting of an Australian bird. And the story is that when Cook came to Sydney, to Botany Bay in fact, the story is that Tupaia, who was a Polynesian who was with them, who joined the voyage, he captured this bird, rainbow lorikeet, and trained it and kept it on board the ship when the Endeavour went up the coast, ran aground, etc. Eventually ends up at Batavia, where a third of the crew die from dysentery and malaria. The bird is then babysat by Joseph Banks, who takes it to England. Very soon after they've arrived back in July 1771, this fellow, Moses Griffith, who's a very talented young artist, comes to visit with Thomas Pennant, his employer, who was a wonderful antiquarian, natural historian, member of the Royal Society like Joseph Banks. He comes to visit Banks and he sketches this wonderful new arrival from the colony. And so we've
It's
got
no surprise that the bird actually is alive when it's painted, because it does have that great inquisitiveness, a real look in its eye that you see also in the Gould paintings.
It does. It looks very lively, but its next appearance is in print not much longer, 1774. By a guy called Peter Brown, and it definitely looks dead in those renditions. It's sort of
a bit more Monty Python-esque.
Well, it is. It's an ex-parrot. It's become this. So it's a great story, and these stories to do. I've traced this story back a while, and it's probably true, but it may not be. It may have died on getting to England. Certainly, it was dead within a couple of years by the looks of it. What's very interesting is how these specimens and paintings all moved around, and they go from gentleman collector to cabinet of curiosities to another person's museum, private museum, and then eventually this parrot, and I'm yet to see it, but I believe this parrot is now in the Newcastle Museum in the UK, along with other specimens that had been collected by Pennant and his followers and friends.